I have a little bit of time today, and I want to install a cap kit on the screen and see if it takes care of the issues. Just a cap kit alone. I won't do anything else. I don't have enough time today. Here's what we're dealing with. Wells Gardner 19K4953. Got a quick discharge out of that. Safe to take out. Okay, there's the ground. It's kind of a weird, sloppy way of doing it. Here's the power. Where's this going? Okay, under here is the signal. And it looks like it goes through the front. So let's go around the other side. Now 4 Phillips, and the whole thing should come out like that. Just be careful not to bump the neck on anything. Let's check these capacitors out. Those look okay. It's fun just doing it. Those don't look okay. That one, I don't know if you guys can tell. That's probably the majority of the problem. There you go. Alright, I gotta disconnect this screw here, and it looks like the whole thing can slide out, except it's kind of attached by wires. So I gotta take off the cup, the neck board, and disconnect a couple wires there. So we're gonna take off this green-red one. And this one here, let's look, see, green's closest to me, the green wire. Oh man, this is really on there. You don't want to break off pins. I got some silicone glue in this neck board on. Let's see if we can get it off. Cut through it a little bit without cutting through these wires. Come on. Okay, so this has got to come undone, and it just doesn't want to go. There we go. Good. Done. Now is it just that? There's that, and this wire is just hard soldered all the way here to the corner of the neck board. So I'm just going to clip that. Oh no, this one's coming up. Come on. See, the thing is, I don't want to smash down any resistors or screw with anything on. There we go. One green closer to me, and then red closer to me. Just for a reference, when I put these back, I'll know. Okay. There we go. It's out. Here's the cap kit from Kellogg. It's the K4900. And this is actually pretty helpful, these stickers, because you totally forget what you've done and when you've done it. So nice, all labeled. And instructions. So let's, I'm just gonna get to it, replace these one by one, and we'll see if there's anything that comes up as an issue, if there's any problems in this. I don't anticipate any, but you never know. Sometimes weird things come up. Look at it, he even reminds you, this is the negative lead. Notice the white wire strip and the shorter leg. So he's really helping everybody out. So let's get the iron hot. This first capacitor on the list is C201 right here, and that's this one. So we're going to take that off. Next is C205, which is a 16 volt, 470 microfarad. C205 is hiding right under here, under this ribbon cable. I'm just going to call out the rest. I am not going to film all these. This will be way too boring and too long. So once I find them, I'll call out where they are. C301 is a little harder to see because the capacitor covers the label. But it's this big fat one right there. But you can tell from the writing on the back that it's it. Otherwise you're not going to be able to find it. C303 is right here next to it. It's that little one. Next on the list is this D306. That has a diode and a capacitor that goes in it. And you can see it right here. So there's the negative lead on the capacitor and there's the stripe on the diode. They both go into that side. There's the diode in, and now the capacitor, same holes. It is, where's it hiding? Right there. 308 is hiding right in here. It's this one. C10 is right next to that, just right above. It's this one here. And he's replacing that with a 10 microfarad 160 volt. And I think this looks like a 100 volt. So this one is actually a little bit bigger than the one in there. And there's not too much room. C311 is this one right here next to this one. See that right there? This giant fat one here, 313, and it gets replaced with a slightly smaller one, actually a much smaller one, considering the size of that. Okay, 315 is right here, that one right there, little guy. Man, this makes it easy, having them all labeled like this, that's for sure. C51 is just over to here. Next is C352, right there. C354 right next to it, that little black one. Next is C506, that's that little guy right there. Next is C507, this one, and I can see that that's bad. That's the only one that's horribly obvious. You can see the difference in size that we're going to put in. I don't know if I was recording that or not, but anyway, this is the next one right here, 701. I already took it out. Last one, 702, is right next to this horizontal width coil. It's right there, 702. Okay, that's it. That's the whole kit. Now I'm going to go over and double check my work by looking at the leads, making sure the long and the short are correct as far as negative and positive. I'm also going to double check the solder joints. I can see on, where is it? And this resistor looks like the joints are weak, so I'm going to touch up that. And the only casualty is I broke the knob off of this, which I'll try and super glue that on. Not a big deal. I can still adjust this by moving the metal by hand, but I'll try and fix it. All I'm doing now is looking at these leads before I clip them. This one is positive and it's longer than this one. It's negative, and that'll tell me if I got them right, because you don't want to make a mistake. I don't know if you can see right here by my thumb, but that joint right there is definitely cracked. And that's on a resistor here that definitely also makes a lot of heat, so kind of makes sense, all that expansion and contraction. So I'm just going to touch all these up. I can see a ring around all of these, quite noticeable. Noticeable if you know what to look for, I guess. I think, yeah, must be like that. Let's wiggle this guy back on. There we go. I felt a little spark just now from the ground, or from the metal frame. So this thing built up. I mean, it was almost unnoticeable, but yeah, I definitely felt it. So I think we're done. Let's pop this back in and see what we got. And finally, this ground clip, which I almost forgot, which would be kind of bad. So there we go. And what do we have? What do we have? Nothing. Totally blank. It's not good. I heard the screen go on, but totally blank. So the screen is totally black, but there is neck glow, so I'm going to adjust the flyback and some of the others knobs back there. See if we can get it to come up. Okay. Oh, look at that. This is the focus. That looks much better. Looks a bit stretched. So yeah, you can see the glow on the neck. So you knew it was all working. So let's just play around with this for a little bit. See if we can fix it. Get a better picture. It's very dark. You can't tell on camera because it adjusts. But it's way too dark. You can see just how bad it is when the lights are on. Well, here it is, it's done, and it looks great, except it's a little deceptive. Let me turn on the lights and I'll show you what I mean. I think the screen could be, or the tube could be going bad. You can see how washed out it is. Now compare that to this Nintendo cabinet. That has smoked glass in front and it's still that bright. That one has clear glass in front and that doesn't have a problem at all. But you come back to this and you can see how washed out it is. I just can't get this lightened up. So I'll probably do a tube swap, take the chassis, put it on something else and see if maybe it is just the tubes and it's at the end of its life. But we'll come back to this later. Anyway, the cap kit did work. Looks good, apart from being washed out. If you play with the lights off, it's all right. So, all right, we'll see you next time.